Zillow estimates are doing for home values what horoscopes do for your life decisions. Technically not illegal, occasionally accurate, but people still check them every single morning. Too accurate, right?
Yeah. Welcome to the Listed Podcast. I'm Vanessa Torres, a real estate agent in Illinois with RE/MAX Unite's Golden Girls team.
I'm Abra Palermo, your local Illinois and Wisconsin real estate broker with over 25 years of experience and managing broker of the RE/MAX Unite's Golden Girls team. Listed is all about real agents talking real estate in Southern Wisconsin and Northern Illinois and beyond. If you're interested in real estate in our region or in general, you've come to the right place.
Hey, Abra, how was your week?
Well, I don't know. We were talking earlier about home inspectors, and boy, I'm telling you, these different home inspectors from different regions and different areas, it's kind of, we talk all the time about local versus local, right?
Yeah.
Or local, location. I can't even talk today. You know, the home inspectors that come from out of the area just scare me because just like building codes and electrical codes and just everything is so different. So, you know, I worry when people call a home inspector that we don't know or that we've never worked with before or that we've never even seen a home inspection report from.
Right, yeah.
Really interesting because you've seen like your home inspection report comes back with how many pages to it?
30 plus. Sometimes I think 80.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and sometimes they can be really scary. And like you said, like from the suburb area, they have different codes. So they're going to point out different stuff and they're going to scare the buyer even more, unfortunately.
Right. Because, you know, so many things are also very dependent on the age of the house too.
Right.
You know, of course, a house built before a certain era is not going to have GFCI, right?
Yeah, and that's the most common one. That's every report.
Yep, you see that on every inspection. Oh my gosh, you got to get the GFCI. How old is that house? And, you know, how long is it not had a GFCI, right?
Right.
And sometimes too, the seller will go in and, let me just swap out that outlet. But it's not a grounded outlet. So it's really, you know, what good are you doing?
It just looks pretty.
Right, it looks pretty, it looks right.
Yeah.
But does it actually do what it's supposed to do?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just been very interesting seeing a lot of different home inspectors coming from a lot of different areas and the reports that we're getting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I always give her recommendations, like the same thing I do with lenders. I always give 3 recommendations of, you know, home inspectors that we trust, you know, and they can just make their decision. But hopefully they pick someone that is local, that understands our codes.
Right, absolutely. Someone that's local and used to our housing inventory too, because we do have a lot of older homes that some areas don't. And so, you know, when you're working with a home that's 150 years old, you know, versus a new build, it's going to be way different.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I definitely, you know, local. We talk location all the time, but I think local also, you know, when you're looking at your home inspectors, when you're looking at your contractors in general.
Yeah.
So, and probably
or just anyone. Like I could say the same thing for lenders for the most part.
Right. No, absolutely. We'd like them to be in the area and know, you know, that they're working with an older home. I had this situation the other day with a rural property and the lender, it's a bigger bank. And so the lender was like, well, I'm not okay with this appraisal. It came in at value, not a problem with the value. But the lender said the appraiser used properties that were not close enough in similarity. Well, this property is on acreage, has a large creek running through it, but it's a smaller home, but then it also has a building. Well, there's not anything else like that.
Yeah, that's hard to compare.
Yeah, so the appraiser used as close as he could and then made adjustments, and the underwriter said, nope, these properties aren't similar enough. And the appraiser even talked to them and said, look, there are just not other similar homes. Well, then we're not going to accept this appraisal.
Oh my goodness.
But it came in at value. The appraiser is comfortable with it, but the underwriter is not.
So did they do a reappraisal?
We sent them in some other comparables. We're waiting for that, but I'm pretty sure the buyer's going to have to change lenders.
Wow.
To a more local lender who understands rural property, who understands, you know, that you don't find properties that are all exactly similar. I mean, even properties in town, a 150-year-old house, you maybe don't have another 150-year-old house that's the same size with the same rooms. It's just not going to be the same.
Right, yeah.
We don't have every house cookie cutter house around here.
No.
At all. It's one of the things I love about our area. But it doesn't work well for an underwriter who says, nope, they've all got to be the same. Just, it's not
That's
all black
a new
and
one.
white.
I've never heard that.
28 years, you still find new things.
Every single day.
Every single day. It's one of the things I love about real estate, but it's also one of the very interesting things.
Yes.
Makes our lives very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get started and take a look at this month's national real estate news. Iran war upends spring housing markets. Spring housing momentum is running into serious headwinds as economic uncertainty, driven largely by geopolitical tensions and rising mortgage rates, cools buyers' demands. Rates have climbed back toward the mid 6% range, and concerns about jobs, inflation, and the broader economy are now outweighing even home prices for many buyers. As a result, more deals are falling through, homes are sitting on the market longer, and some sellers are hitting pause altogether. While inventory and pricing trends vary by market, overall confidence has dipped, with fewer agents expecting strong improvements this season compared to earlier in the year. So first, I would like to say, like, headlines like this, articles like this can scare people that are only listening to the national news, but it does not reflect our local market.
Right. I wanted to just like, no,
Yeah.
during that whole thing.
Buyer beware.
Right. Let's put a disclaimer on there. That is the national news. That is not our local news, right?
I have buyers right now that are waiting for the right home to come up on the market.
Right. And some of them have been waiting for a year or two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like trying to find the homes, and we'll talk about these stats later, right? But it's just trying to find the right home. We are in such a seller's market with such low inventory. That is not our market. That is national news, not locally.
Right. And I've even come in, and you probably as well came across homes that have multiple offers.
Right.
So, and people are going to move for various of different reasons: their job, location, they're tired of renting, they want to downsize, bigger families. So things are always going to change. People are always going to need to move.
Right. And we see people moving in from out of the area also,
Yes,
because we're so affordable. So not only do you have those local people who are having life changes, having kids, ready to downsize, all that stuff, but then you have people moving here because it's so affordable. Where else can you find a home for 150, 250,000? Hardly anywhere in the country anymore.
Right.
So yeah, I do buy into the concept. I understand there are some people who are seeing this and doing this because they are worried and they are, have some scares, or the interest rates have scared them and things like that. But that is not here, where it's so affordable and where, like you said, people just need to live every day.
Right. And didn't we have a buyer or investor that was out of state wanting to invest in Freeport because it was so affordable?
Right. So. Exactly. Because again, where else can they find properties, for whatever, 100,000, 200,000, whatever price range they're looking in, and then, be able to rent it out, be able to, hold on to it, whatever they're going to do. So I do think some of the investor models have changed. It's not a flip market. They're not going to buy it and flip it, but there's still a lot of demand for rentals. There's still a lot of demand to just hold on to properties too. So yeah, I know. I'm like, the whole time you were saying that, I was like, no, not here, not here.
No, definitely not in Freeport or surrounding areas.
Right. No, I mean, Winnebago County is even crazier. Stevenson County is still, a really hot market. Southern Wisconsin, don't even get me going. Like, it's just so many offers. It's just crazy. So.
Yeah. Here are the top painting ideas to boost your home's value. As homeowners across the country seek impactful ways to boost their property's market value, many painting companies note that targeted painting upgrades can significantly enhance curb appeal and resale potential. Industry research shows that professional paint projects are among the most effective home improvements for sellers and value-focused owners alike.
That first impression.
Yes.
I
mean, even with like social media nowadays, a lot of reels are the first 3-5 seconds, and if it's not interesting, they'll continue swiping. So it's the same with homes. I've noticed a lot, people like stalk it on Zillow, realtor.com, but as soon as they walk in the door, if it doesn't look like the pictures, they're like, okay, let's move on.
We
the
can
next
go.
house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I had one yesterday, and literally the client texted me as they got there just a couple minutes before I did, and text me and said, don't bother. And I was like, what? And I, it was only a couple minutes away.
Because they only viewed the exterior?
Yep, they only viewed the exterior, and then they pulled up in front of it and went, this is not what the pictures look like. It needs way more work than I thought. And so we didn't even go inside.
Wow,
so that first impression is so important, which like it's talking about like paint, like that's like you were saying, like that just is so important. And paint is cheaper. I mean, I'm not going to say paint is cheap anymore because it is not. Nothing's cheap anymore. But that's one of the most affordable things you can do is outside, inside, that first impression, like you said, you have 3 seconds, 5 seconds, maybe.
Right.
You just don't have long. And same like you said, when they're scrolling online, you're scrolling on your phone just like you do on social media. They're scrolling through Realtor or Homes or our website or whatever it is. What's going to stop them scrolling? Does your house look pretty? Does it look nice? Does it look clean? Does it, look well cared for?
Exactly.
So
they're going to judge off of that. And even by the pictures themselves, they're going to decide if they want to view it or not.
Yep. Have you had clients say to you, well, I looked at that house, but they mean they looked at it online?
Yes, all the time.
Because they'll throw me. They'll be like, oh, I looked at this house. Wait, you're working with another agent?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
What's going on here? And they're like, no, I looked at it online. I looked at all the pictures. Okay, well, the pictures don't always look the same, right?
Yes, yeah.
Some really good, some not so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they'll say that. And I'm like, no, let's go look at it, or let me go look at it at least if I haven't seen it, because those pictures just are not always accurate.
Right.
And painting also can just help clean up and brighten up things.
Yes, definitely brighten, make it look a little bit open concept.
Right. I have a couple of very neutral colors that we'll share with you guys that, are just very simple, easy. If you want to go a little more to the gray tones, if you want a little more of that grayish kind of, creamy, color people talk about, that'll just kind of blend with anything. And, if you just want to get things neutral, you don't want it to be stark hospital white.
Yeah.
But you don't also
Burgundy.
Want, right. Purple and burgundy maybe.
Yeah. I've seen a green bathroom. Everything was green. Even the toilet was green.
Oh my gosh. Was it built in 1970s?
I believe so.
Yep. Imagine that.
Right.
Green toilets, avocado green, and what was the orange color? I forget what the orange color was. But
I don't think I've seen orange. I've seen the green carpet, the blue.
Yep.
Orange.
Yeah. No, there was definitely a burnt orange kind of color that was very 1970s. Showing my age here, guys. Yeah, it's just, again, you don't want it to be hospital white, but we need it to be clean and fresh. And that drive-by first impression too, because I tell sellers all the time, they're going to look online, then they're going to come drive by, and then they're going to decide if they want to come inside. All those things are so important.
Right. And even with the paint, I mean, this is probably a little different subject, but FHA, there's any chip paint, that's going to scare them away. And they're like, well, maybe the buyer won't want to do this fixing for us, even though it might be a little slab of paint and that's it.
Right. Well, you and I have had that before. We had a house that your buyer was looking at and said, oh my gosh, let's not even go look at it because, because it needs paint all over the railings, all over the window ledges, everything. And they were like, nope, my FHA is not even going to pass it. And what happened?
It passed.
Yeah.
They didn't even care about it.
Right. So you just never know. And I've had buyer's agents and buyers who've called and said, oh, nope, I can't even look at that house. And that's not the case anymore. You just don't know, you know, what's going to get called out. And so again, if you haven't just, freshened that up and taken care of those things, some buyers might skip your house.
Right.
Because they're worried.
Exactly, yeah. And there's a lot of FHA buyers out there.
There are, because the interest rates are lower on FHA.
Right.
So why wouldn't you do that? If the interest rates are lower, you would go take advantage of that too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially as the interest rates are creeping up, like we talked about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. Just that first impression makes such a huge difference.
10 home improvement projects that do not add value. Not all renovations are created equal. If you're planning to sell soon, it's vital to distinguish between a passion project and a profitable investment. Zillow research into home features that help homes sell for more or less than expected shows that buyer preferences change over time. Here are the top 5 we felt most helpful. 1, do not erase all personality. Buyers are looking for a home that reflects a lifestyle, not just a floor plan. 2, turning your kitchen into a white hospital feel. Opt for gray or graphite scale, which feels more modern and high-end. 3, DIY done badly. We love our DIY projects, but please know your limits and remember that a home inspector is going to be looking at everything. 4, laminate countertops. They might seem affordable, however, they will make your home feel more dated than it is. Even when they look like a stone, buyers then get inside and are disappointed. 5, buying high-end faucets, shower heads, fixtures, you will not get a return. They look pretty, however, buyers will not pay more. Bonus number 6, roofing Are you thinking about going with metal? That is great if you are going to stay in your home for another 30, 40, 50 years. The buyer does not see the value and might even be worried about it being noisy.
So many great tips in there.
Yeah.
So many great tips.
A lot that I've been seeing is the fixtures,
Right.
the high-end faucets, the ceiling fans, the lights, but that's it.
Right. They haven't fixed a roof. They haven't
The
painted,
high-end, the AC,
right.
the
Furnace is 40 years old.
yeah, water heater is going to be out.
Right. It's not just about the pretty surface things.
Right.
And so, I know we were talking about the paint is very important, but it is more than just, even like the laminate counters.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen have like gone with that stone look laminate stuff? And then people, like I said, people get in there, like you were saying, and they're like, wait, I thought that was actually a stone.
I literally had that like
counter.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, it looked nice, but you can it just disappointed them.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Very disappointed because you think, oh, they've updated the kitchen. And then you get in and like,
I
no,
could have did that.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. You know? You said, don't take out the personality. And, that's so accurate because people are like, oh, take down all the pictures, take down all the information, don't take all your personality to the house. I get if you want to take your, all your family, pictures and stuff, because people are going to look around and go, oh, do I know them?
Right.
But don't take, we were talking about paint colors. Don't make everything solid white, like you said with the kitchen. Don't make it all just, white and blah and, neutral. But there is a fine line. And that's why also, like, how many times have we gone through and talked to sellers 6 months, a year, 2 years, before they're ready to sell and start giving advice on, here's what I'd work on,
Right.
paint the deck. Don't worry about, redoing the kitchen or, whatever. It's just all those, debates. What are you going to get your best return on? Right.
Right. Yeah.
Because how many times, our sellers like, oh, let's do this. Well, wait, maybe let's do this instead.
Right. Yeah. And back to the personality, they have to imagine, if it's a family, for the most part, they want to imagine their family in that home. And it's harder when it's empty. They can't really see, oh, is this bed going to fit in here? Or where's the TV going to go? Just small little things like that.
Right. Yeah. So downsize your stuff so they're not looking at all your stuff, but don't empty out everything.
Yeah. Kind of declutter.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely declutter. I tell people all the time, like, start boxing. You're moving, start boxing right now.
Make it look like you're moving.
Yes. Yep. And I had one client who was like, well, my house doesn't look like anybody lives here. Great.
Yeah, right.
That is absolutely the point.
Make it look like it's staged.
Thin down. Yes, absolutely. It should be staged. It should be pretty. And that was really for the pictures too, right? I mean, you're not going to live like that every day. We get that. But for the pictures, it's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you said, people cannot see, oh, a twin bed will fit here. No, a queen size bed will fit here. No, a king size bed will. They can't visualize that. So we need some furniture, but we don't want too much furniture either.
We don't want empty. So it's
right.
in between.
Very fine line. Right. No, absolutely.
All right, let's jump into the regional market update. Winnebago County, areas like Winnebago, Pecatonica, Durand, and of course Rockford, 257 homes sold, only 21 days on the market, 99% from list price to sale price, average sales price $217,000. Currently, 218 homes available for sale, yes, less than what sold last month. This is a continuing trend. Average price of what is available is $306,000. That is why they have not sold. The higher market has slowed. Regional update for Ogle County. Areas like Rochelle, Byron, Polo, Foreston, and of course Oregon. 51 homes sold, averaging 39 days on the market. 96% from listing price to sales price. Averaging sale price $215,000. Currently 60 homes available for sale, slightly better than Winnebago County, with smaller stats where averaging asking price is $310,000, and those are the homes that are sitting longer. Regional update for Stevenson County, Lena, Davis, Dakota, Orangeville, and of course Freeport. 31 homes sold, averaging 46 days on the market, 93% from listing price to sales price. Average sales price $154,000. Currently 79 homes are available for sale. Better than the other counties we discussed today, however, still not enough homes for sale. Similar to the other counties, the averaging asking price is $241,000 for those that have not sold.
Wow is all I have to say. We've had buyers in Rockford and in that surrounding area up in Durand and, in that area, you see, like.
It goes very quickly.
And talk about multiple offers, like usually 5 or 10 offers, right? I mean, it just, so needing your buyer to be competitive and be ready is so important. And knowing that, look, we're probably going to need to go in over asking. We're going to need to use an escalation rider. We're going to need to have your pre-approval in hand. And I was talking to a buyer the other day and said, we can't look to the top of your pre-approval.
Right.
Because you're going to have to go over your pre-approval or over the asking price. So if you look at, 300,000 and your pre-approval is 300,000, well, we need to stop.
Yeah. Because you're going to get beat.
Right. You're going to get beat out. We're going to maybe need to go to 330 or 350 or, I don't know. It depends on the house and the area and all the things. But, just that talking about 99% from listing price to sale price. Like, look, and those are the ones that have sat. Those are the ones that are going in a day. Like, that's everything.
Yeah, it's nice to know these stats and let the buyers know up front to kind of what to expect as well, because they probably don't realize how quick or even the list of sale price. I've been having to tell a lot of buyers about that because this is where the market's at. Right.
And that's probably the main reason. That's a really good point. That's probably the main reason we talk about these every month. Guys, like, we know there's a lot of numbers. We know you're like, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Right. But we really need you to care and understand because you go from that local headline earlier that says the market's coming down and interest rates are going up and, things are dying and, and then you go to this. Our market is still a seller's market. We are still very short on inventory. Prices are still going up. Like, we've got to talk about this is what's happening locally. We want you to understand what's happening locally. So you're prepared when you're making that offer,
exactly.
right?
I know everyone wants to, save a few bucks here and there, but just now, if you really love the house, it's not the time.
Right. We want to get you the best deal. Absolutely. But we want to get you in the house you want.
Exactly.
If you love that house and you want that house, then okay, we need to write the offer and structure it so that you get the house, right? We don't want you to lose the house you love. Right. But we want you to be prepared that this might be what you need to do. Yeah, absolutely. So we do share those numbers with our clients, not just with you guys every month. Right. We do need you to understand these numbers and why we're asking you to make an offer at this price. So, we're not just making this stuff up. We're really not, we want you to know this is what's happening. Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to take a quick break before we are joined by our community guest of the month. All right, today we're joined by two ladies doing really important work right here in our community. Amy Kaur is the executive director and Bella Green is the case coordinator of the Freeport Area Church Cooperative, an organization that brings local churches together to provide food, shelter, clothing, and emergency services to those most in need in the Freeport area. The mission goes beyond just meeting immediate needs, though. It's about empowering people to build a higher quality of life for themselves. Amy, Bella, really glad to have you both on here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course. So for anyone who hasn't heard of the Freeport Area Church Cooperative, what is it and how did it come to be?
It actually was founded in 1969. It was a group of churches that came together. It started out as PADS, is what it used to be called. And they just would have a shelter for the homeless in the evening. They would come in at night, sleep, and then leave in the morning. I think it was actually maybe even at 9 o'clock at night they would come in. Oh. And so, and then they would leave first thing in the morning. I don't even know if they fed them at that time. This was years ago when they started it. And then over the years, I think maybe they did start maybe feeding dinner first, and then they would stay all night. And then I think it was maybe in 1986, they became incorporated, and then I think more churches became involved, and they became the delegate assembly, and they did have the FACC at the 514 South Chicago building was donated to them, and that's when over time, it became the only location, because I think at one point, and I don't even know what year, and I should know this, but what year they actually landed on just one location. But I think at one time they were actually going to multiple different churches and taking turns, and then they landed on just one location. And then over time, they started doing the stays for just at the 514 South Chicago location. And then when I started, it was only for about, I think they were only doing about 9 to 10 months out of the year. And in the summers, they were closed.
Really? Wow. When
Yeah.
did you start?
So I've been there for about 5.5 years now, which I can't believe it's been that long already. And they were only open until, well, they didn't get to come in until 6 o'clock in the evening, and then they would leave around 7:45 in the morning. And they would do that through May and open again in October. So then when I started 5.5 years ago, I did open that to be 24/7, 365 days a year.
And that's wonderful.
And it's been that way ever since. Yep. So we stay very busy.
Yeah,
No time
definitely.
constraints. They can come and go all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But because of that, we're able to do case management, through in the days with the case managers. We've added case managers, and it does help us get them into permanent housing much
Do you
faster.
know by chance how many people work in the shelter on the Chicago location?
Well, there's myself, executive director, and then Caleb Reed is our director of shelter services, and Bella Green here, she's our case coordinator. She's full-time. Then we have Chantal Leinbarger. She's a case manager for rapid rehousing and for our actual ETH program, which is our homeless shelter. And Curtis Mitchell, he's a full-time case manager. And then Scott Krell does part-time case manager. And then we have just a part-time, Nancy Ross does our part-time, she does in our office, answers phones and stuff. Otherwise, we have part-time 4 right now, nighttime supervisors.
Okay.
So everyone else is volunteer.
What I find interesting is that this is built around a cooperative of churches rather than a single organization. How does that model actually work, and what does it make possible that wouldn't happen otherwise?
I think with so many churches involved, everyone comes together. The churches, especially our food pantry, every month, each church, they gather from all of their members food items, and then they deliver them to our food pantry. It keeps our food pantry going all year. Of course, our community is amazing in donations too. So together we're, able to keep that going to be open every week. And then with our other donations, whatever we need, we put out to all the churches. So with all the members, of course, from the community and 27 churches, we're able to provide so much more to our clients. And then, of course, we're talking several different religions. So, if they want to, become a member of any of the churches, they certainly can. And we have resources there for them when they come into the shelter to reach out to different pastors and to come in and talk to them. So, honestly, it's just more resources for us. And
The more, the better.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it takes everyone to make
A change. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
right. Yeah,
Even one little small
Yeah.
donation.
yeah, absolutely.
I think people sometimes underestimate what's happening in their own backyard. What does the need actually look like in Freeport right now?
Well, it's not just free. we're not just Freeport.
Yeah.
We're
Really?
No.
we're the community that we serve is Stevenson County, and we also serve Joe Davies County, Carroll County, Ogle County.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we're the only homeless shelter. So there's Voices, there's
Yeah.
domestic violence, and Winnebago County, they have Rockford Rescue Mission. They are full also a lot, so they end up, clients come here or they may get kicked out of there, so they come here. And but other than that, there's no other homeless shelters for quite a few miles. Sterling has one. They're full.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're it, you know.
Are you guys full at the moment?
We're pretty much
I think
always.
so.
Yeah.
I
So,
think-
we have a waiting list.
Yeah,
And then as
on
soon
average,
as,
we have like 25 to 30 people and probably like 10 to 20 people on a waiting list.
How long does that, like, how long are they on the waiting list? Do you know, like,
It all
average?
just depends on the progress of the other people living there. Sometimes they'll just get up and leave and don't tell us, and sometimes it takes a year.
yeah, it just depends on their circumstances. And, as soon as one's out, we have one waiting to come in. So we just call the next one that's on the list. And sometimes it's not that long that they're even on it. Some may call and we say, hey, there's a bed available tomorrow. This person's moving out. So we've actually been moving quite a few people out. It's
And you help them find housing
Oh.
and furnish?
oh yeah, we fully furnish their
When did
apartments when
that
they
start?
move out.
Is that recent?
Well, it started probably, I'm going to
Like
say
2 years ago.
it got really going 2 years ago when we moved into the 890 location, but we actually started it probably 4 years ago and started really building. It started really building up here 2 years ago, because we actually got a pod prior to that to store mattresses and bed frames in our third floor, and it was getting really tiring going up and down the third floor. So when we got the 890 location, that's where we store most of that furniture now. And the community really started learning about it and donating the furniture. And we've been able to pretty much always furnish every single client that moves out with bedroom furniture, dresser, beds, mattresses to go on those beds, couches, coffee tables,
Nightstands. I probably get a
amazing.
call every week for somebody wanting to donate furniture.
Wow, that's a blessing. I
and
remember.
then dishes.
Yeah.
I think
All
I gave you. Did I
household.
give you
Yes,
a
I
tour
was
down
just
there?
gonna mention. I remember when
Yeah.
you first gave me the tour, I was kind of shocked how much was down there. Is there like a list that you guys have of what you guys can accept?
Yeah. I usually do like a list when I'm packing people, but sometimes you just throw a bunch of stuff. You're like, oh, they like this, they like that.
And some stuff, we've had to say, okay, we don't need some of the stuff that's donated because,
like hospital beds.
yeah,
Really?
we really, we do have people that will donate the hospital beds, and there's probably a better place for those because they are heavy to move, and the clients don't so much want those. And king size beds, a lot of people don't have room for those in the apartments that they move into, but so it's more necessities that we like to do. We don't need a whole bunch of the extra shelvings units, and I mean they're nice for people to have, but
They're hefty to move.
they're heavy to move, and the decorations and all of that.
I mean, it's nice, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's
People have
we
different
don't have a lot
tastes.
of storage, so
Yeah.
we're full and we run out of room for storing things.
And when we move people, it's all volunteers or people at our shelter that help move them.
Yeah, it's actually our clients and a few other volunteers, but our clients actually help move other clients. So
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. So actually, they enjoy it. It gives them
They
purpose.
receive the blessing
Yeah.
and they pass it on.
Yeah. So
And
when
it
it's
makes them
their
more
turn,
motivated.
yeah, because then they see the apartments that this client's moving into, and they're like, I can't wait till it's my turn. Am I going to get
Yeah.
this? And yep, you're going to get that. And So yeah, it's exciting for them. It gives them that
drive
to want
something to look forward to.
Get a job and to, this is what I'm going to get when in the end, So, yeah. So it's been wonderful to be able to do that. And then there's other people in the community our actual mission is if you're homeless, we help you get on your feet. So if there's people in the community that's homeless moving into an apartment, we help them as well with furniture. So we definitely try our best to anyway. Yeah.
You're not just providing food and shelter. It's the mission that is really about empowerment. What does that look like in practice for each of you?
I think it requires just support from everyone, not just one person. So having all of us involved is really important to help them stay motivated and keep looking at it, because everybody came from something that was very traumatic, or the amount of stories we've heard. So just making sure that they know that we're with them the whole way is super important.
Yeah, a lot of them, coming into our shelter is the first time they've ever really had anyone tell them, like, this is what you need to do. This is how you do it. This is how you do it, and you can do it.
Yeah,
it's the first time they've actually had anybody care. If
People
they
will call
do
her mom and me big sister.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I have older people than me.
Yeah, like my mom.
So yeah. But that's what it's about, you know.
And that probably feels good for
just
each
that
individual of you
feeling
guys.
of that they have somebody that they can go to, even when they move out, when they have accomplishments, they can't wait to call us and tell us what's happened. And this could even be a year later, 2 years later. They can't wait to, they know that if they come to us and they tell us what good things have happened, that we care, and we're excited.
Because a
and
lot
bad,
of people
yes,
move in
and bad.
and they become homeless again, and it's building that trust so they can come back to us and be like, we need your help again, because second, third, fourth chances.
What's a moment or a story that really stuck with you where you saw the mission working exactly the way it's supposed to be?
I have quite a few, actually. We have a male and a female employees that used to be clients that they both stayed with us and for quite a while. And they were there for a long period of time, both of them.
And we asked them if we could talk about this. So.
Yeah, we did get permission. We got permission from them. And they know it. Then they had ups and downs. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of both of them. They have been through a lot. And but they were proof. They're living proof that someone can come out of homelessness and be successful. So going from being kicked out of our shelter and not even being able to stay in our shelter to being hired by me, that's amazing. And so they're both wonderful people now. They were wonderful people then, but I'm saying they were just on the wrong track. They were good people, and we kept giving them chances because we just knew that, and everybody deserves chances. And sometimes it takes definitely more than one chance. Yeah. And so we're very forgiving, and a lot of people may ask, other clients ask, why are you letting them in again? Because they just made wrong choices and they just need that warning.
Someone to give them a chance again.
Yeah.
And so, that's what we do. But anyway, so they definitely, they're doing so good. So we're so happy. They went into our rapid rehousing program. So they kind of went from shelter and then into another program that we do, rapid rehousing, and now they're both employed by us. So, and so proud of them both. Yeah. So, and then we have someone else that's been there she's been there, one of my very first clients, soon after I started. She's one of the reasons I started the family program, but she's still she's been in and out of our program, and lots of ups and downs.
And she's been sober for a year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she's been through, it's been drugs and mental health, and she's just doing amazing. I brag about her a lot.
Yep. And today, Section 8 is coming to look at the house to see if she can move in. So
Oh, that's exciting.
So she's utilized some programs that are offered. She goes to our Bible study that we offer on Wednesdays, that Faith Center comes and does every Wednesday, and other programs that are offered. And
What exactly like other programs are there?
So, well, we have New Horizons does our
therapy. They come on Wednesdays, so once a week for 4 hours, and give therapy to any client in the shelter or anyone facing homelessness that needs it, and free. And it's nice because it's right there. You know, a lot of people don't like going or they could cancel, but it's like, nope, you got it right there.
Yep. That's
face
a grant.
it. Yeah.
That's a grant that CFNIL did for. So New Horizons got that grant through CFNIL, and each year, so it's on its third year right now. So, and that's for free counseling services for our homeless shelter. That's amazing. Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. So we have that. And
then we have a street medic program recently added.
Street medicine. And that's actually not just for our homeless shelter, but it's for the community. So free medical care for...
Is that the new one? I think I've seen that.
Yeah. So it's like 2 Tuesdays a month. It is working out where it's every other Tuesday, but it's not guaranteed that it's in that order, but it has been in that order. But yeah, you walk in, we have anywhere from like 2 to 6 doctors there, and it's through the University of Rockford, University of Illinois, Rockford Medicine, and that's a 5-year grant.
Wow.
So yeah, it's amazing, honestly. And you can walk in and...
Do they have like any guidelines or anything, or just free
No.
for the community?
You just give them
in
your
our
name
dining room.
Yeah, so it's in our dining room, but we completely redo the dining room, and we have partitions that we soundproof partitions that we put up, and we have diffusers for sound, and it actually looks like a doctor's office, you know, like kind of like in a ER, I would say, and it's pretty amazing. We've had some pretty good success stories for people that have not been able to get any medical attention, and they've been able to walk in there. And
especially people with like mental illness that can't get an appointment with their doctor and need refills on their medication. It's like
they do that
crucial
as well?
for them
Okay.
to have it. That's super important for them because they can prescribe the meds for them.
Right then and there?
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, they call it in, and then we just go pick it up for them if they don't have a car. Yeah, they've had ear infections and
High blood pressure. And,
detected high blood pressure, and so like a person literally can walk in off the streets, be homeless. They can be seen for mental health, have an appointment with New Horizons for a counselor, and be seen by a doctor, and all that, all within 24 hours
That's
in their
huge.
shelter.
That's a huge
I mean, that
difference.
was a dream, and so the next on my list is to try to get dental care for them.
Well, that would be
that would be the ultimate. That's kind of
it
my
all.
next goal. Yeah. So that's what's left to do yet. So it's on my list. But so then there's the prayer group or Bible study on Wednesdays, and
Furnished program, pantry.
and Master Rebuild it. Well, we refer people to that through Faith Center.
Rapid rehousing.
And then we have the rapid rehousing program right now that we're doing, that we have a handful of clients that we're able to do their rent for up to 12 months.
Okay.
And case management with them.
Weekly. Yeah.
Yep. And then, the food pantry, we have that. That's a separate program, but we do that at the 890 location, 890 West Galena Avenue location. So, and then we do client assistance. We do help with certain things for client assistance. we do rent and deposits for homelessness. So if you're going from homelessness into an apartment, even if you're not in our program, we do help with that.
What's the hardest part of running an organization like this, whether that's funding, awareness, or something people wouldn't expect?
There's just so much more to it than people even know. It isn't just getting them a meal, giving them a blanket and a change of clothes. It's so much more than that because we provide the case management part of it. And what goes with the case management is just a lot. And the ups and downs throughout that entire case management, you know.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with people that are at rock bottom. You know, they come in and like she said, you know, they're usually always dealing with something pretty traumatic when they get there. And it's mental illness or addictions.
Or family, domestic.
Yeah, domestic, a lot of domestic.
It's always something. So you just take 30 random people off the street and put them in one building.
Well, that's just it too.
Yeah.
They're, you know, we don't have separate bedrooms. You got men in one room, women in another.
We have 2 family dorms.
And and
How many people in a room?
Men 14, women 8.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you got a lot of personalities,
Yeah.
and you know, and you're dealing with mental illness as well. You know, there's fights. You know.
So yes, emotionally, it's probably the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is because you try not to take it home, and you can't not. You know.
For anyone listening who wants to help, whether that's volunteering, donating, or just spreading the word, where do they start?
Well,
Our website, Facebook page. We have an Instagram too. You just search Freeport Area Church Cooperative, should come up. Our website's FACC-freeport.org. And then we have ways you can apply to volunteer, general like submissions, contact questions. Our donation wish list is on there, stuff about our street medic program, our furnished program, and you can apply to shelter too through our website.
and we have some volunteer opportunities. So the food pantry, there's volunteering opportunities there. And then for our shelter, we do, for giving rides and stuff, we did have some volunteers that were willing to give rides to jobs or to interviews and stuff for our clients. That's always an opportunity if someone's willing to do that. Sorting, coming in and sorting.
We have a lot of donations.
Donations.
So our break room is not break room. It's a donation room.
Yeah. Something like that is a possibility. And odds and ends. We have miscellaneous things that can be done.
Yeah, helping move people in.
Yeah, that would be.
So when they go volunteer, can they pick what they're volunteering for? Or is it just broad?
It's kind of, they can, I think the biggest thing is to say, this is what I enjoy doing the most, and then we tell you what's available for that. Because we also allow Stevenson County Probation Department to do volunteer hours. So sometimes they take up hours doing their thing. This summer in July, the Stevenson County Fair, people can help us raise a lot of money picking a booth or doing gates there. You can sign up there.
Okay.
And it's $10 an hour for every hour you work a gate. So you can go onto their website, and I should have written that down, the actual website, but you can go on to the Stevenson County Fair website and look for volunteer hours.
Ladies, thank you so much for coming to the show today and for the work that you both do.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
So my tip of this month is we just had a home buyer seminar, and it was really on financial education. We talked obviously about home buying, but really it was mostly about financial preparedness. And I just want to encourage families, whether it's adults, kids, grown kids, whatever, we all need to talk about and learn about financial education. I know people sometimes talk about how to budget. You know, we used to talk about balancing a checkbook. I know nobody does that anymore. But how about balancing your finances, expenses versus income, you know, not equal to, not more expenses than what your income is, but also credit building, because a lot of people don't discuss how do you build credit? Because I'm going to tell you now, no credit is worse than bad credit. So just want to encourage people to talk about it. Just please, you know, have the conversation, whether it's your grown kids, whether it's your young kids, you got teenagers starting out, please talk about financial and credit. Thank you.